You can mention that. And when you have choices, you end up doing at least one of them, which is very good. So let your routine be fun. Let it not be very monotonous that every day I'm going to just do this thing. Plan it out for yourself. Also, at this point of time, we all need a high endorphin rush in our bodies. We need, a lot of positive neurotransmitters flowing. And the sole mantra to this is 1 hour of workout. Also, parents, I would like to, bring light to this, that y'all have done a lot for your kids. Even if y'all don't have kids right now, or y'all are married, y'all are selflessly just giving out too much to your kids, making sure that they have everything that they need, which is really very good, amazing. But this is the time you all need to practice self-love. And as I said in the start, children are very good at imitating. They are going to see their parents, loving themselves, giving themselves importance, and they are going to imbibe this value from you all. So self-love is very important. You all have always, whatever you all couldn't do, you all have made sure your kids got exposure to that. So this is that time, you all follow your passion, your hobbies, make time for yourself. ऐसे नहीं कि डांस अच्छा लगता है तो कभी तो किया मैंने, it's fine. No, go to YouTube or go take classes, online classes. Like, take it up very seriously, just not like over the top. Take it seriously, learn. It could be anything, playing an instrument, or reading books, or gardening, anything. But make sure that you take efforts for that, because it needs a lot of efforts to love yourself. It's very easy to love others, but it's very difficult to make time for yourself without feeling guilty. Okay, so please do that. It's going to help you all, and it's going to help your children as well. And nurturing your hobbies is something which is going to help you grow individually. So follow your dreams, follow your passion. Also, the next point that we are going to is, last few days I've been listening to this term. This term is very funny right now to me, and most of our brains are not wired for this term. So the term is social distancing, as we all know. And this social distancing is building up a lot of frustration in every one of us. We are tired of just being at home, distant from everyone. So a lot of frustration, boredom, anxiety is coming because of this term. Now, with this term, there is another term much in contrast with this term, but at this moment, both of them should coexist together. So the other term is social connectivity. So social distancing and social connectivity, both of them need to exist at this point of time. Now, when I say social distancing, what do I mean is, I should be socially distancing myself from others, from my friends, my relatives, my other distant family members. But at the same time, I shouldn't be socially isolated. I shouldn't be confined to myself. I should be connecting to my friends, relatives, family members, not physically, but emotionally. Right now, what is happening? It's been long, it's almost been 2 months or more than 2 months that, we are being distinct from each other. And somewhere, most of y'all might have realized that we are talking less. If you go out, you meet so many people, you're constantly talking. But at home, in these four walls, you've become a little quiet, however talkative you are. So what we can do right now, we can talk to our friends, we can talk to our relatives. How? By video calling them, by conference calls, whatever. There are so many ways now. We've learned all of that. And the best thing right now, when I talk about kids, is parents, let your kids have fun with their friends. Now, how is that possible? Obviously, through social media. Now, this is one thing that most of the kids, especially the teens, they want to do this, go on social media, talk to their friends, enjoy. And most of the parents are like, oh my god, like, how much time do they need with their friends? They're always trying to pull them away from the phone, from their friends. If you ask me honestly, how much time do they need with their friends, I'll tell you that they need a lot of time with their friends, a lot of time. So for children, friends are most important. Like, friends are the most important part of their lives. And one thing we need to remind ourselves as parents is, this phase is going to pass. But this time, friends are very important. Also, friends are the way they are going to succeed in life, also in this crisis. Now, how do we do this? How do we let our kids, have their friends? One straight rule, which is very simple, I feel is, if I need to decide how much screen time are my kids going to get, you need to consider many things that are going on right now. You need to consider that, my kids are stuck at home. uh, they are not meant to be at home. They are little creatures who like to, keep talking, keep jumping around, being fascinated with everything. So they can't leave these four walls right now of the house and go out. So only and only if, all their work is done, their online classes, their tuitions, their household chores, whatever is given to them, if all of that is done, only and only then perfectly it's going to be fine for them to have time with their friends. Yeah, so you all need to make this very clear to your children. Also, let us start remembering very clearly that, friends are crucially important to them at this uh, at this stage of their life. So if you don't allow them to spend time with their friends, if you're constantly, making sure that, अभी पूरा दिन तुमने online classes में तो मिल लिए friends के साथ, but no, they can't talk to each other. So if you always, happen to push them away from their friends, it's not going to help. It can further lead to, detrimental mental health kind of issues, which we obviously don't want to happen. Now, all of this doesn't mean that, children, that you have limitless time on the screen. No, you should also, parents, you should definitely monitor what your kids are watching, what kind of sites they are on, but with that kind of cautious reasoning involved. Like, don't be overly strict, and at the same time don't be under strict. Also, teach your kids to question, what they read, what they watch. This is very important. uh, Somewhere teach them that, whenever you plan to watch a movie or whenever you plan to read a book, question yourself that, why am I going to read this book? Is this book or is this movie going to teach me something? And you all will see that, on their own they are going to prefer some kind of movie or some kind of book, because it's going to give them a lot of knowledge, and it's just not going to be, something which they are doing to pass their time. Also, parents, you know uh, let them know that y'all are keeping a watch on them, but don't keep staring at them, continuously when they're talking to their friends on the phone. Nobody likes it. Now, in this situation, allow them a little bit more screen time than you would usually allow. So for example, in the pre-lockdown days, if you would allow them to talk to their friends on the phone for 20 minutes, so just extend it to, 10-15 minutes more. But let them know that, first they need to take care of their responsibilities, get all their stuff done, and only then they can have the screen time, not before that. So by this, you teach them how to bring in a balance. Also, they know that, if I do this, only then I'm going to be allowed for this. Also, take this time to connect to your team. Play an online game with them, whichever game they like. Most of them, not only teenagers, but even the younger ones, all of them like playing online games. I know, as parents, we don't like it sometimes. But then, yeah, right now we have no option. So take this time to connect to your team, play an online game with them, play a game with them, and try to beat them at it. It will be a great way to connect to your child. And most of all, at least spend 20 minutes with your child. without any screen time, without the mobile, without YouTube, nothing. Just talk to them about what's going on in their lives. Talk to them about their favorite hobby, about their dancing, or about their sports. And this is going to give them the chance to realize that you are really there for them, you are interested, and you are curious to know about them. And it's going to make them feel understood, accepted, important. And when you give them this time of yours, make sure that you keep your phone on silent. Make sure they feel really very important. It shouldn't be that you're talking with your child is so interested, is telling you something really exciting, and suddenly you get a call and you're just like, wait, I'll talk to you later. It shouldn't happen that way. For us it might feel a little thing, but on the child's part, they might feel that I was about to open up something so much, and suddenly I just got cut in between. So please don't do that. Give them that time. And in these days especially, children need someone to talk to all the time, and you are that person at home. So give them all your time. Next thing that I would say, which is very important right now, is having a orientation to time. This is a very short point that I would like to cover. Having a orientation to time. So these days what is happening is, we all are entire day, because of our work, because of online classes, everything, we are completely glued to our screens, our telephones, our laptops, uh, watching TV and all of that. So the entire morning, the entire afternoon, we are constantly on our phone. And evening is the time when we go out, maybe on a terrace or in the balcony, and suddenly the lights have turned dim. Yeah, so then what happens right now is, this somewhat entire day, your eyes being exposed to the screen, and suddenly going out in the evening and the lights turning dim, this induces some kind of a low mood in you. It is not strongly felt, but yeah, mildly this does affect us. Now, what is a tip to this? To be active, to be energetic, to not feel bored all the time or lethargic all the time. What we need to do is, every 1 or 2 hours, just remove like 2 minutes. Maybe you're working from home, maybe you need to be with your laptop all the time, but just remove 2 minutes every 2 hours. Just go in your balcony, take a stroll, or just stand near your window, take few deep breaths, just do a little bit of stretching, just look around, and just get a orientation of the time. Just see what is happening, and this is going to surely help you a lot. uh, why I felt this point is important for all of us, because right now we need to feel motivated. We need to do, we cannot say that because we, none of us know when are things going to get back to normal. Till then we cannot just be bored. Till then we cannot just keep feeling lazy, keep feeling lethargic, frustrated, and do nothing. We need to use this time to grow ourselves, right? We need to make the best out of it. So what we can do is, always have a orientation of the time. Also, I have noticed that when we are in our normal routine, like the pre lockdown routine, we have a lot of energy. But right now what is happening, by afternoon or by evening, we just feel very low, we just feel tired, we feel drained. That is because we are not having a orientation of time. Yeah, so this is really important. Next thing that I would like to talk about is, right now we need to have some kind of a spiritual practice that should happen. It could be chanting or meditation or prayers, or practicing gratitude. Gratitude is the best practice you all can do. You all can teach your children, you all can encourage them to do this. Now, how is that possible? By journaling. Now when I say journaling, most of the children will be like, ma'am, already we have so much assignment to do, so much to write, and now again you're talking about journaling. So no, this is really effective when you journal it. If you say, if I tell you that every night before going to bed, all the parents, all the children, you all need to just write 3 things, say, or say 5 things that you all are grateful for. you have to practice this right. Okay, if you don't practice this right, you're not going to feel what you need to feel, and you're not going to get that positivity within you. You'll get bored on the second day itself. So when you write that, you just cannot write I'm thankful for my mother or I'm thankful for my sister. No, you need to write something more in depth. You're thankful for to have them. For example, if I say, I'm very thankful for my mom. Every day morning, as soon as I get up, she just comes with a warm glass of water with honey, with lime, and I always have it every day, no matter what. And I really feel blessed. So little things, which we don't realize or which we don't value, we need to jot it down. And you all will see that, in the course of time, when you're doing this, how blessed you are going to feel. You're not going to take little things for granted anymore. And this is really very important at this point of time, to be grateful, to feel, fortunate enough to be able to sleep, to be able to have those 3 meals. So this is very important. Also, when you practice gratitude, or when you get into some sort of spiritual practice, it helps you to foster your creativity within you, and it enriches your life on a whole. One more suggestion I would like to give to parents is, maybe twice a week, parents can sit together with their children and watch a beautiful documentary, anything according to their age, whichever documentary is good. For example, there is this wonderful documentary series named The Kindness Diaries. So maybe you all can watch 2 episodes per week. Maybe if you all say, I according to my schedule we are free on a Thursday and Sunday. So maybe you all could spare 1 hour or half an hour and watch this. So what happens when you do this? So this documentary, The Kindness Diaries, it is a wonderful documentary. The family can sit and watch together, and it opens doors for deep discussions for topics like education, healthcare, gratitude, acts of service, acts of kindness, and overall happiness. What happens is, according to any situation, we start lecturing our kids, or according to the situation, we talk to our kids, and they might not be in the mood to take that, because kids are constantly, complaining that, कुछ भी हुआ तो मेरे parents का lecture शुरू ही होता है. They don't understand that. So when kids right now love the screen time, so use it to your benefit, use it to their benefit. This documentary, The Kindness Diaries, also is very wonderful and reminds us that, love is something which makes the world go round and round, and very little is needed to be truly happy, which right now is the need of hour for all of us to understand. So please get into such activities with your children. Next point that I'll be coming to is practicing self compassion. Now, many of the children, have completed their 10th grade, their graduation, and are very tensed. So they are like, I was supposed to give my exams. I was supposed to go to different colleges, get admission in the best college, check out the professors, check out how the library is, or how the setting is of the college. There are so many things, right? And because of this lockdown, nothing can be done. You don't get that exposure to go talk to many professors, to go talk to the college students, get a feedback about everything. It's difficult to get all of this on the phone. So obviously the kids are frustrated that, what is going to happen. Even the children who are looking out for jobs are thinking that, how I'm going to get things sorted, how am I going to go hunt for a job. It gets very difficult. So I understand your tension, I understand your worry, but somewhere you need to realize, going back to my first point, to validate your emotions, you need to validate that, it's just not me who is looking for a job, it's just not me who is completed my 10th grade or graduation or my masters. There are many such people like me, and I need to, be passion I need to show some self compassion to myself. I need to relax. I need to, tell myself that this is the time. I won't be 100% productive. I won't get things done at my best, and it's okay. Also, parents, you all need to understand this, that this situation is very different and is very somewhere suffocating for children at some point of time. They might not be able to tell you the word suffocating, but in their actions you might see how they're expressing their frustration. Most of them, not all the time, but at times they do. So you all need to understand that this is not the time that children are going to be 100% productive in their work, in their tests which they are giving online. Also, as parents, you all need to know that you all are not going to be 100% productive at this point, that every day you all are going to be able to cook the best food for your kids. Every day you all are going to be able to do your office work to the best, to meet all your deadlines. Every day it won't be it's not going to be possible. This is not that time, because along with your office tension, school tension, with other household chores, somewhere we have this underlying stress of the COVID-19, which we all are going through. So this is the time where you need to tell yourself, remind yourself that it is completely okay not to be okay. So you need to be very, very self compassionate at this point of time. Also, there are times, when we just don't want to do anything. We just want to just lay down and do nothing. Maybe we'll just watch some movie or sit and check others' posts, just nothing. So I have these days as well. But me being a person who is always on her toes, always likes to do a lot, when I have such days of laziness and boredom, at the end of the day, I experience some kind of guilt, especially when I check other people's posts that, oh, my friend has cooked yummy food today. Oh, she did this. Oh, he did that. And somewhere you feel guilty that, I didn't do anything today. I did nothing with my life. So, to vanish that guilt or to reduce that guilt, what can be done? Always right now, especially, sit down with your children, all of you individually, not as a mother or father or child, but individually sit down with a pen and paper, with a pen and pencil, jot down whatever you all want to do. It could be something little in our daily routine. When we are running late to office or school, we just grab some clothes and wear it, and we happen to mess the entire wardrobe, and we say that during the weekend I'll get it sorted or I'll clean it, but that weekend just never comes, and our wardrobe keeps getting messier and messier. So I hope that there are few people here who might be having a messy wardrobe. So it can be one thing on your list to do. You can have many such little things. It doesn't have to be something adventurous or something out of the box. It could be the little things. And on such days of your laziness, just go back to that list and pick out something. Maybe it could be cooking one recipe that I always wanted to do but never got time, or it could be gardening, or it could be, as I said, cleaning the wardrobe. Pick out something and just do that. So let me give you an example of myself. So I made such a list, and I had such a day, a very lazy day, and entire day, entire morning, entire afternoon, I kept feeling lazy, kept feeling bored, and I was getting irritated because I wanted to do something, but at the same time I didn't have the energy to do something or the mood to do something. So I went back to this list, and I thought that let me give myself a hair spa today, let me pamper myself. And I, with the help of YouTube, I learned how to do that a little bit with whatever was available at home. I just gave myself a hair spa, and trust me, it made me feel wonderful for the rest of the afternoon and the evening. And at night, when I was sleeping, I had this thought that, I did something new, I tried something new, which made me feel very good about myself. And that feeling of guilty, that guiltiness wasn't there at all. So your 1 hour of trying a new activity, of doing something, can make you feel very good for the entire day. So please get into this. Lastly, before I end, I would like to say that, I strongly believe that nothing lasts forever. And as we all know, I'm just reminding you all this, that nothing lasts forever. So today might be a very stormy day, but it won't be raining forever, right? So all of this is there at this point of time, but I am very sure that we are going to have a positive end to this. And during this lockdown period, let us all, parents, children, let us take this time to equip ourselves with something good, some with some positive power, with something which is going to make us all much better at the end of this. I feel at this point of time, Mother Nature is breathing, right? After quite a long time. So let us think that, we are giving this time to her to be much more fresh, much more healthy for all of us. So a request to all of you all to please be safe, stay at home, stay safe. And as we all know, the way your physical health is very important, so is your mental health. I hope all of us might be experiencing this during this lockdown period, that how important is your mental health. So please take care of your health. And thank you so much for being such amazing and patient listeners. So Joshua, I think we can have the question answer round, or if in case anyone would like to share their opinion or
Yes, correct.
anything which would help
Archana is
us.
going to take you with that.
Yes.
Hi everyone. Thank you, Carol, so much for that. A lot of out of the box thinking and a lot of ideas that we could easily not think of implementing usually. And you have provided us an overview of things that could be related to your brain, the way we think, and the environment, and how all of these have to come together and help us move through this tough period. Thank you so much for that. Um, I would like to ask the audience if there are any questions that you'd like Carol to answer specifically, and we would like to answer as many as we can quickly.
You all could mention it in the chat box.
Yes. I also had a question to ask Carol.
Yes.
So, um, how do you suggest that parents deal with teenagers who clash with them, especially because of boredom? They're unable to keep themselves occupied for too long with just one thing, and parents tend to get really worried about, okay, what to do next, how do I get creative with this. So what would you suggest?
Okay, so as I said that children have a lot of frustration and boredom at this point of time, because they are not able to uh, do the things which they do with their friends. And as we all know that friends are a very important part of their life right now. Whatever the parents say, they might not agree to that, but if their friend says something similar, they might quickly agree to their friend. So it's very important for parents right now to play a role of a friend to their child, to be to just, when we talk to our friends, they don't judge us, anything, any rubbish you talk. But if the same thing you happen to talk to your parents, you get that feeling that they are judging me, or they might scold me or something. That's why I mentioned in my talk that let them be themselves, try to be a good listener, understand them. And I know that we are irritated of video games or something, so do something which they love, like like give them that lead. And it could be anything. If your child loves dancing, dance to their favorite song with them. Just be there for them, and they are going to experience that excitement for the entire day then. Also, talking about video games, you might not love it, you might hate video games, but for the sake of your child's mental health, for him to find that friend in you, do that for him or her. And at the end of this time, they are going to know, they are going to realize that no matter what, my parents are going to be my first best friend whom I can look up to, and who are always going to be there for me.
Right, right. Awesome. Thank you so much for your inputs. We do not
And
have any questions so
Carol,
far.
Also, if anyone would just like to share their experience, which would help other parents, even that
Carol,
is fine. Yeah,
um, yeah, some of them were asking where to see the documentary specifically.
I didn't get you.
The documentary, what you had mentioned, right? So some of them had a query where to
The name,
the name and where you can find it. It's in YouTube or somewhere
y'all
else.
can go to Netflix and find that. The name of the
Okay.
documentary is The Kindness Diaries.
The
Okay.
kindness diary. Okay.
Yes. Is it by Leon?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So we had a wonderful session with you, Carol, and you got me thinking about my daily routines as well. And
Yes.
I hope all of us also, implement them and try to get back to our routines in some way. Thank you so much for your time and all the information that you provided us. Especially, I hope it helped all the parents who have attended the session. And I hope to, collaborate with you and do more work together. And now over to Joshua. Thanks again.
Yes. So thank you, Carol, for joining with us again, and it was a very insightful class. So
Yes,
from
yes.
so on behalf of our end, no, so from our team, we would like to felicitate with you with a small token of appreciation. This is for taking your time out and sharing this
Oh, thank you so much.
yeah important message with all of us.
This is a
Okay.
surprise for me.
Yes, yes, yes. Thanks, Carol, for joining us. Okay.
Yes.
So and thank you, parents, for joining us for this wonderful session.
I
So
would just love to read the comments, Joshua, like for 2 minutes,
yeah, sure, sure, sure.
if
So
y'all don't mind.
yes, yes, yes. So it was a good comments which are coming from the parents. Yeah. So the parents, you can just give in your comments like based on what you feel from the session. And
Also, the question which Archana asked me,
yes,
yeah, I would like to say that parents, y'all don't need to take this pressure on yourself every time that, um, that I need to do something for my child. I need to be innovative. At times, you all might fail. You all need to make time for yourself because you all are always selflessly doing so much for your kids. So it's okay if you all fail at it, and it's okay if you all are not able to be there for your child. Also, we are a team who is working selflessly for children. So you all can always contact any one of us, and even we will be of great help to your child.
sure, sure, sure. So as you can see, Carol, there are a lot of good comments which has come. Okay, good. So thank you, parents, for joining us. So we will wind up for the day, and next weekend we have an other program possibly on dance and movement training for children. Okay, so hope few of you are interested, so you can reach back to us on the same number or the email ID. So thank you all. So with this we are signing off the session. Thanks again, Carol, for joining
Thank you
us.
so much. Thank you
Yes,
so
bye
much.
bye.
Bye.